Hi, welcome to IST 611. This is week 3 in our course, and we're going to be focusing on communications, primarily Skype and also Twitter. And many of you might be familiar with both or either of these tools, but you probably never thought about how we're going to use them in education, and they can be very powerful. Skype and Twitter happen to be two tools that I tend to use a lot. I Skype with colleagues a lot. I'm chairperson of a committee for AASL called the Top Websites, the Top 25 Websites. And my committee is all over the country. I have 10 members, and they're in all different states. And every other week, we Skype for 2 hours. We do most of our work that way. We have a Skype window open, and then we also have a wiki window open. And we do all of our work on Wiki, and we talk to each other on Skype. I also Skype with friends. I Skype with librarians. I mentioned I took a new job this year as director of the Southern Westchester BOCES School Library System. And many of my librarians have webcams. And so rather than calling me, if they see me online, they will just click on and they will Skype me. And it's very nice because we can actually see each other face to face. It has more of an immediacy to it, and it aids in the communication. I also personally Skype sometimes with my grandson, who's actually only 15 minutes away, but he likes to see me on the computer, and I think it's a lot of fun. In addition to doing FaceTime on iPhone 4. If you have an iPhone 4, you should look at FaceTime. That's really fun, too. It's very similar to Skype. You can see the person you're talking to. Twitter is an interesting tool, and I find many educators want to just immediately dismiss it. They think it's silly. There's no use for it, and that's not true at all. In our resources, I included a piece of research that was recently done about how Twitter increased the engagement, kind of the intellectual and emotional engagement of college students in the course that they were taking. That's a resource that's listed. You don't have to do a close read of that. I just want you to look at the questions, look at the results, look at the type of things that went on Twitter. What was the faculty tweeting to the students? What were the students like tweeting to each other? It's an interesting research, but it definitely has impact on education. It also does internationally. One of the first things the president of Egypt did was to close down communications, primarily because of Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is the #1 used Web 2.0 tool internationally, and Twitter is the second. So in addition to silly things like, oh, I just ate a hamburger at McDonald's, or I'm tired, or whatever, these little tweets about what you're doing personally, I find that silly. However, there are wider ones to share information, and that really has international complications. So we have Skype and we have Twitter. We have a Skype session, February 3rd. There are 2 different sessions, one at 4 o'clock and one at 4:45. You need to go into our wiki and sign up for one of them. There's 8 slots in each because there's 16 people in our class. And if you had all 16, it would not hold the bandwidth. It's more difficult. So that's why I split it into 2. And in both sessions, we will be talking about Skype and Twitter and the uses for Skype and Twitter in education. For our resources this week, there were 2 resources I want you to look at specifically, because it's not only for this week, but they are a wonderful ongoing resource. One is called 7 Things You Should Know. And this week I have 7 things you should know about Twitter. 7 things you should know about Skype. It kind of has any. I think what I did is I used 7 things that you need to know about Skype. It's put out by EduCourse, EduCausc. It's a academic, college-level educational organization. If you go to Google and type in 7 things and wikis, it will take you directly to the page, 7 things you should know about wikis. It's a wonderful handout. It's 2 pages. It's always a PDF, and it's always 2 pages, and it asks the same 7 questions. It's excellent. And if you're teaching your faculty, when you're school librarians, you're teaching your faculty about these resources, that's a wonderful handout. It summarizes it very specifically what that tool is, and you can get a very good background on it. The other thing is one that's called In Plain English. And what I have listed in our resources is Twitter in Plain English. This is put out by a company called Common Craft. and they have a website, and they make up tutorials for companies. And to be able to advertise, they started making up these very brief video tutorials, and they put it in what they call plain English. And every single one of those are in the same format. It's usually a white sheet, and it has hands. And they say yes, and they move little pieces of paper around. It's very, very good. Go and look at a few of those in plain English. Twitter in plain English, wikis in plain English, RSS in plain English. And so to give good background, that tutorial, along with the EduCourse's 7 Things You Should Know, is an excellent background on any tool. And they have various ones. Some they don't. You might not get every one you want. But those are 2 resources I want you to look at, and then continue looking at those for the future. I mentioned about signing up. The other thing is our assignment. Your assignment for this week is the first wiki assignment. Now, in the syllabus, I've updated the syllabus. You can see the one that's listed is now January 26th. It used to be the 16th. The only change I made was the wiki assignment. It's just a change in how you're going to report it. In the past, what happened was the students would send their wiki assignment, you know, the title, the description, the advantages, the disadvantages, that first assignment, that first task, I should say, on a Word document, and I would edit it, and then I'd send it back, and then they went on to the wiki. We're not going to do it. We're going to do much more authentic. Take whatever you're doing this week, your assignment, go directly to the wiki, and you create a page on the wiki, and the name of the page is the title of your tool. Now, I see already Animoto is up there, and I think 1 or 2 other ones. If you have any problems, go to the tutorials. Wikispaces has tutorials on how to create a page. It's very, very easy. You actually just click on Add Page and then give it a name, and that's it. Name it the name of your tool, and then immediately go in, click on Edit this page, and add your information. I will edit directly on your wiki. That's real. It's authentic. It will be a lot less complicated for both of us. But I do need you to go to the toolbox, the Dropbox, the assignment Dropbox, and just take a Word document, excuse me, take a Word document and just write your name and the URL of your page. Save it and put it into the Dropbox, because unless you put something in the Dropbox, I can't give you a grade. So this is just a token piece of paper. So I know that you have completed the wiki page when I receive that in the Dropbox. So both the page and the wiki page and the note in the Dropbox must be completed by the due date, which is Sunday night. I think it's 11:30 p.m. Sunday night. But I need both to be able to grade you. I think that's it. I look forward to talking to you on Skype. We will talk more about Twitter and Skype. If you have not joined Twitter, please do so and follow me. We're also going to most likely set up what's called a hashtag. Here, I wrote it for you. This is what a hashtag is like. The hashtag is this. It's just the pound sign, and it's IST611. And I will send tweets out, and I will put that on my tweet, so it automatically can be picked up by anyone who's following hashtag IST611. And I will give you some more information on the Skype call about how to set up something like TweetDeck. Now, TweetDeck, see how so clever I wrote these out. This is, here we go, TweetDeck. Tweetanddeck.com. That's a piece of software that you can follow all different people on Twitter. It's very easy, and you don't have to use it, but it might help. But you'll be able to follow. And in this way, you can tweet back and put the hashtag IST611. And all of us can follow each other, and we'll be talking about the class. I want you to experience Twitter. You've never done it. I think quite a few are probably on it. I noticed that Catherine put up, I think it's basically a list, and she's following different people. And that's public. So if you actually go in and you type in IST611, it might come up. But we'll also use the hashtag one. So I look forward to this week. I look forward to talking to you. Don't forget to join Skype and also add me to your contacts. In Skype, it says add contacts. Click on that, type in Pam Berger, one word, all lowercase. And there's a few Pam Bergers because, Skype is international. I am the Pam Berger at Scarsdale, New York, Scarsdale, New York. And click on that you want to become my contact. I will get a request and I will, of course, say yes. And then I'll be in your contacts and you will be in mine. So that on February 3rd, you just log in to Skype, open it up, but you don't have to do anything. Just wait. And at 4 o'clock, I will do a conference call. I put you all into a group and I click on it and then everybody in the group is called. So you don't have to call me. So you just kind of sit there and hang out either at 4 o'clock or at 4:45. So add me to your contacts, put your Skype ID and your Twitter ID on the wiki. And I hope you have a good week. Skype me if you want to talk to me, email me, whatever. I'm here and we'll talk on February 3rd. Thank you. Have a good week.